بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد سيد الأولين والآخرين مدد يا رسول مدد يا صلاة وصحبه رسول مدد يا مشايخ الدستور وإن شاء الله فاز أحسن شو محمد فاز طريقاتنا والصحبة والخير في الجمعية. حديث الشريف إن الله لا ينظر أبصاركم لا ينظر إلى أعمالكم أو كما قال Allah Azze ve Celle sizin suratınıza yani yüzünüze, gözünüze bakıp da ona göre sevabınızı vermez.
There's a saying by our beloved Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, that Allah Almighty does not look at your face or your outer appearance when it comes to rewarding you.
Sizin yaptığınız işlere göre hayır
Allah Almighty will reward you according to your actions and deeds.
İtaat Allah Azze ve Celle itaat ettiğinizde ona bakar Allah Azze ve Celle.
Allah Almighty does not look at your faces or how you look like. Allah Almighty looks at your obedience and whether you obeyed Allah Almighty when it comes to rewarding you.
Şimdiki insanlar da şimdi daha önce de öyle ama şimdi daha fazla bu suretlerine yani tiplerine, şekillerine ehemmiyet veriyor.
And this is something that also existed formerly, but now it's even more present, that people give much importance to how they look like. They give much importance to how their faces look like, how their appearance is.
İçlerine hiç ehemmiyet vermiyor.
However, people don't give any importance to their interior.
İşleri daha berbat oluyor.
And as they give importance to their exterior, their interior worsens.
Dışları kendi kafalarına göre güzel olduk zannediyorlar.
And people do so many things to their exteriors, thinking that they have now made themselves to look beautiful.
Ama nefisleri için eziyet çekiyorlar.
And they suffer for the sake of their egos.
Her türlü sıkıntıya giriyorlar.
And they undergo all kinds of troubles.
Onun için bir şey değil. Ama Allah rızası için 2 rekat namaz kıl desen onu bile yapmazlar.
When it comes to how they look and how they appear, when it comes to their exterior, people do all kinds of difficult things and undergo hardships. But when it comes to do something for the sake of Allah Almighty, then it is too difficult for them. They don't even pray 2 rakah.
Çeşitli şeyler yapıyorlar. Yok yemek yemiyorlar, yok bilmem şunu yapıyorlar.
And they do various things for how they look, for the sake of their egos. They don't eat, for example.
Koşturuyorlar.
Or they run.
Ameliyat yapıyorlar.
Or they undergo surgery.
Yüzlerini, gözlerini değiştiriyorlar.
They change their faces, they change their eyes.
Nefisleri için.
And all this they do for the sake of their egos.
O da çürüyecek.
However, that change, those transformations are too going to rotten over time.
Bir ceset için.
And all they do is just for the sake of making a carcass look nice.
Yani ne kadar güzel işlersen, ne kadar şey yapsan biraz sonra gene değişiyor, gene bir defa daha yapacaklar.
And no matter how much changes you make to look nice, over time it's going to look bad again, it's going to rotten, and then you will do it another time.
Ondan sonra ikinci, üçüncü, dördüncü derken
and then you will do it a third time, a fourth time.
Hayat bitmiş oluyor.
And then your life will have ended.
Dışarısı gene güzel mi değil mi o da Allah bilir.
And what remains again is a dead body, a carcass that is due to rotten. And when it comes to their understanding of beauty, the changes they make, is that actually beautiful?
Kendi kafalarına göre ama
it is beautiful for them, they say.
İçerisini Hiç bakmıyorlar içerisine.
However, they never look at what is inside. They never look at their interior.
Dışarısına bakıp dışarıya,
They only look at what's being seen outside.
zaten sen görmüyorsun dışarı.
And there's a wisdom, the way you have been created. There's a wisdom that, in fact, you can't see yourself when you look.
Sen başkası görüyor. Sen
It's others that see you.
gözlerini, Allah sana göz vermiş, kulak vermiş, her şey vermiş.
Allah Almighty gave you eyes to see, ears to hear, and He gave you all your organs.
Sen dışarıya bakacaksın. Onları içeriye bakıp sana başkası baksın diye değil.
And those things Allah Almighty gave to you, He did not give to you in order to make yourself be attractive to others.
Allah Azze ve Celle yarattı. Sen Allah'a şükret.
Be thankful to Allah Almighty for the way you are.
Yaptı ahsenül halikin.
He Almighty Allah is the best of all creators.
En güzel şey yarattı, bize yakışan gibi yarattı.
And He Almighty Allah is the best creator, and He created you in the most perfect manner.
Gözümüz, burnumuz filan hepsi onun istediği gibi.
Our eyes, our noses, everything is the way Allah Almighty wanted it to be.
Olmuş. Onu değiştirmeye, ona ellemeye gerek yok.
There's no need to change it. There's no need to transform the way you are.
İçine bak sen.
Focus and concentrate on what is inside you.
O eziyet yapacağına, onun içine, kalbine, ruhuna, onun binde birini yapsan,
Instead of making yourself suffer and undergo hardships for how you look like on the exterior, you should just focus on your soul, on your inside, on your spirituality.
en yüksek mertebelere yetişirsin.
And if you focused and invested the same amount of time on your interior the way you do for your exterior, then you would have reached the highest spiritual stations.
Yani onun için dışarıya ehemmiyet verilmemesi lazım.
The exterior, the way you look like, is not something to give importance to.
Dünya için ehemmiyet yok.
Don't attach importance to this world for worldliness.
Çünkü yapılan şeyler Allah rızası için değil.
Those things they do, they are not done for the sake of Allah Almighty.
Kimse Allah Azze ve Celle bizi sevsin diye burnumuzu düzeltmeyiz.
There's no one who says, I want to make myself look attractive to Allah Almighty. I want to change my nose in order to look nice to Allah Almighty.
Dudaklarımızı şey gibi şişirtmeyiz.
And there's no one saying, I want to pump my lips for the sake of Allah Almighty.
Gözümüzü börtlemeyiz. Yani hepsi dünya için.
Or there's no one saying, I want to change my eyes for the sake of Allah Almighty.
Nefis için.
These things are not done for the sake of Allah Almighty. These things are done for the sake of the ego.
İnsanlar bunu sevsin diye sevmek değil de sen şehvetle bakmak oluyor o vakit.
And these things are done for the sake of the ego, and they are done in order to please others, in order to look nice, and even more to look attractive to others. And it's not only about looking handsome to others, it's also being attractive to others.
O daha beter oluyor. Allah muhafaza etsin.
And that is even much worse. May Allah Almighty protect us.
Bunu insanlar, şeytan her türlü çeşit kandırıyor.
And this is just one way of those many ways how Shaitan cheats people.
Dediğimiz gibi ahir zamanında fitneleri çok daha büyüktür.
And as we said, the fitna and the corruption in the end of times is even more.
Eskiden bu kadar bir şey yoktu. Şimdi
in former times, those things did not exist to the extent as they exist now.
Herkes bırakmış içini,
No one cares any longer about their interior.
dışına bakıyor.
All they are concerned about is their exterior.
Kendini edebine, terbiyene, ahlakına bakacağına,
Instead of focusing and improving one's character, one's interior, one's spirituality, one's behavior, one's manners.
Öteki türlü dışarıya bakıp
They only look at what's outside.
millet sana şeyle şehvetle baksın diye
And in reality, all these things and transformations people undergo on their exterior, they are made to look attractive and make others look at oneself with lust.
uğraşıyorsun. Allah muhafaza etsin.
May Allah Almighty protect us from such endeavors.
Allah nefsimize uydurmasın.
May Allah Almighty protect us from following our egos.
Allah'ın verdiğine razı olalım inşallah.
May we be pleased and happy and thankful and grateful for what Allah Almighty gave to us.
İnşallah. Allah'a tevfik. El Fatiha.